Are you ready for some yoga? Yay! I'm Jamie from the Siskiyou Family YMCA. I'm so glad you're here. I love yoga and I love my YMCA yogis. And we are going to take some gentle moves today for about 30 minutes. So put your blocks at the top of your mat, stand into Dasana mountain pose. Feet are about hip distance apart. If you're comfortable closing your eyes, we'll get kind of tuned in here before we start. Reach up, rise up, take a nice deep breath in, and bring your hands to your heart. Lift your heart right up to your thumbs if that feels good. And today we are going to just drop into our hearts and out of our minds. And one of the beautiful things about yoga is we are here right now in the present moment instead of always off in the future stressing about something or ruminating in the past about something that has already happened that we have no control over anymore. So let that go. And just stand up nice and tall and take a nice deep breath in. Feel your feet beneath you. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, flutter your eyes open, reach up, rise up. Spread your fingers, reach tall. Exhale, arms come down. And again, reach up, rise up. Lift your heart, reach your fingers a little bit higher. Exhale down. Reach your hands up like you're reaching for something, like something is just out of your grasp, and you reach up a little more and you'll feel your belly get strong and your rib cage get strong. Reach up again. Reach. And exhale, bring those arms down. Roll those shoulders 2 times, front, up, back, and down. And then we'll reverse it. Other direction. Get those muscles moving. Beautiful. Okay, let's warm up the neck a little bit. So take your right ear to your right shoulder, lower down, and you'll feel the left side of your neck open up in your trapezius. And then let's float the crown of the head up to the top and then bring your left ear to your left shoulder. Feel your toes and get strong with your toes, gripping the floor. Float your crown of your head up, take it over to the right again, stretching the left side of the neck. And let's do that one more time. Reach up over to the other side. Beautiful. Bring it up to the top and take your hands and just make a fist and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Get those wrists warmed up. And then make fists and roll around with your wrists and go the opposite direction. And then let's take a stretch, prayer pose. And then roll through until the backs of your hands come together, and then roll through that a couple of times to bring some wrist flexibility. It might not be comfortable. I apologize. Some of these postures are going to take us a little bit to our edge. Build tolerance, right? Let's do a little ragdoll side to side. And then standing up nice and tall into Tadasana again. Start to bend the knees down just a little bit. And we're going to do some standing cat-cows. I'll show you from the side. So first thing we'll do, we're just going to stick the butt back and bring the hands towards the knees and then stand back up and squeeze your butt when you come up. So one thing about this, try to take your hips to the back as opposed to your knees to the front. That one we don't want to do. We want to stick our butt out. And then while you're sticking your butt out and doing all this work in your legs and your feet, keep an apple under your chin so that you're not kind of wrenching your neck. So once you see how to do it, don't keep looking up. Just let your neck follow that line of movement. All right. So you're back in your heels with your weight. You're sitting back and then standing up. One more and hold this one down. And then if your hands can reach your knees, great. If not, just do the best you can and hold them above the knees. And we're going to inhale, lift your heart, pull your shoulders back, lift your tailbone, and then exhale, round. And ooh, you can feel a lot going on there. Inhale, lift up your heart. These are standing cat-cows. Exhale, tuck under a little bit. I bet you feel your low back. I do. Little sacral area here too. Round. One more time. Inhale, lift your heart, pull your shoulders back, lift your tailbone. Exhale, tuck, 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 and now round up all the way. Keep your chin down. And then lift up, raise the arms. And then hook your thumbs at the top and lift your heart right there. And then reach those arms back and down and interlace them behind your back. If you can't touch, just do the best you can with getting them close to one another. And then see if you can lift your heart through the gate of the shoulders. Pull your hands down. Can you squeeze your butt a little bit? Ooh, hello, muscles. Okay. And then just kind of let that relax, kind of shake it out. And then the next thing we're going to do is another little neck exercise. So take your nose along the horizon and look left and right. So you're just going to go side to side, looking over your shoulder. And we don't want to force anything. We're just taking it as far as we can. Bringing it around. And then as soon as you've done that a couple times, just notice what you feel. And then see if you can go a little further. Not going past your edge. We like to say in yoga, find your edge, but don't go past it. We don't want to fall off, fall off the edge. We don't want to hurt ourselves, in other words. And bring your nose back to the center. Now take your nose and draw circles with your nose. So just little circles, and we're going to get bigger progressively. So again, working on that neck, just some little circles that slowly get bigger. And maybe bigger and bigger if your cervical or your neck cervical area can handle that. If you have any neck issues, you want to take it back to the small ones and reverse. Start big if you can, and then progressively bring it back in so that the circles get smaller and smaller. Beautiful. Okay. So now let's work on the feet a little bit. Lift up your toes and then put them back down. Lift up your toes, put them back down. Lift them up and now reach your toes out and pull them in like you're pulling and scrunching up a washcloth underneath your toes, and you're pulling it underneath. And this really works the metatarsals of the feet and the arch. It builds your arch. It makes your arch stronger. And you really pull, pull, pull. Good. All right, now let's test our balance and kind of roll right and left. Be careful, put your arms out for balance. And then we'll do the same thing, but we'll rock back and forward. And if you like to kind of roll up onto the balls of your feet and you feel comfortable with that, go for it. Back on the heels. Good. All right, now we're going to get our little hip circles. So you're going to draw circles with your tailbone. So just take a little stir, we call it. And some people like to close their eyes. I do because it helps me actually to focus more on what I'm doing. My knee just cracked really loud. But it helps me focus more on what I'm doing. With the eyes open, we take away some of the sensory of the actual, feelings and sensations. If you close your eyes, then you get a lot more. And reverse. So it's like you're stirring the pot, or some people like to call these clocks also, but this is working the entire pelvic floor and your sacral spine. Good. And we kind of opened that up with those standing cat-cows. So let's stand at the top of the mat. Feet are hip distance apart, mountain pose. Reach up, rise up. Take a nice, deep, delicious breath in, gentle back bend, and then exhale, hands come right to the heart. Inhale, reach up, rise up. Gentle back bend, squeeze your butt. Exhale, hands to heart. Only if your back will allow, reach up, rise up, squeeze your butt, and lean back and pull your hips forward slightly. Hands to heart. One more time. Inhale, reach up, rise up, gentle bend back. Now exhale, forward fold. So if you are new, I want you to be really mindful. I want you to be mindful if you've been here also. But the first thing we want to do is let the head be heavy. Now you can hold yourself up over your legs. You can use your blocks. And keep your knees nice and soft. And let your head be heavy. The main thing here is that your head is not being held up like I'm doing right now. I'm holding my head up. Let your head be down. Neck is long. You've got this really awesome stretch for the entire backside of your body. The weight of your upper body is pulling on the lower body. Now we're getting ready to rise up. So bend your knees. Inhale, reach and rise. Spread your beautiful angel wings. Spread your fingers. Squeeze your butt. Exhale, hands to heart. And we'll do that again. Reach up, rise up, gentle. Exhale, float all the way down to forward fold. And let yourself hang here. Keep a soft bend in the knees. And then root down to rise to the top. Gentle, and hands come to the heart. If you're comfortable with this, step your feet as wide as your mat. And we'll do the same thing. So it's a little more wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, reach up, rise up. And then exhale, float all the way down to Uttanasana or forward fold. And just feel the difference. It affects a little bit different part of your leg. See if you can tone your tailbone down and then put it up a little. It's just going to be very micro. And then tone your belly button tight. And then bend your knees, get ready to come up. Root down to rise. I like to bend my knees a lot when I come up from that one. And then exhale, hands to the heart. And then step your feet back underneath your hips. Standing up nice and tall. We're getting ready to add on half lift. Inhale, reach and rise, gentle bend back. Exhale, float all the way down. And then half lift. Anchor at your shins, anchor at the blocks, anchor at your thighs. Whatever you do, keep your arms straight and then straighten your neck so that you are not lifting your chin or dropping your chin. And then pull your shoulders back and plug them in and anchor your straight arms. Knees can be bent as much as you need. Take a deep breath in. The point of this, exhale it out. The point of this one is to pull the crown of your head away from your tailbone, no matter what angle you are. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. And then inhale, reach all the way up, rise up. And then exhale, hands come right into the heart. Lift your heart right up to your sternum. Reach and rise, gentle bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to a half lift up. Exhale, fold. And then inhale, drop your hips down and reach your arms straight forward for Utkatasana, chair posture, or fierce pose. Now, tuck your tailbone a little bit and then let it go and kind of find that spot where it's perfect, where it feels good, and then drop down your hips a little bit. This is hard work, I know. Inhale. Exhale, rise. Whoosh. Feel that heart rate go up. Okay, one more of those. Inhale, reach and rise. Hold your navel nice and tight. Gentle bend back. Exhale, float all the way down to forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana, shoulders down. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, drop the hips and lift the arms for your chair. Find your toes. Can you lift your toes here? Can you push down into your heels a little more strongly? And I know we're almost running out of time because this is getting hard. Lift the arms if you want a little more heat. Take a deep breath. Exhale, hands to heart. And we said this was gentle, gentle, so we'll make sure it is. Okay. All right. Now we're going to do a couple of standing postures where we're testing our balance because we need to learn to stand on one foot at a time to be able to really reduce our risk factors of falling. So standing in Tadasana, put all your weight in your left foot and then lift up your right heel. And I always like to say kind of add some buoyancy to your hips. So we call this the Marilyn Monroe or James Dean or whatever you want, Shakira, whoever you can relate to that would have a little bit of hip movement. Push out your left hip and then pull up your right heel and then just kind of feel that outside stretch and then shear yourself all the way up for a nice foundation. Squeeze your butt and then make sure you're not locked on that left knee, excuse me. And then this can be your tree right here, or turn out your right knee and this can be your tree right here with your heel against your shin. And then if you feel like you can do this, lift up into the calf area. Avoid the knee. If you can do a tree and you can bring your arm up or your leg up, that's fine. And then see if you can squeeze your butt a little harder and really focus. And we like to look down slightly at a drishti or a focal point. Drishti means focal point in Sanskrit. Couple more breaths and release. Woo. And we have talked a lot about how much power that uses. That really takes a lot of energy to make that happen. And if you wobble and all that, that is good. That means your brain is working. It means those balance mechanisms are on track. Okay, other side. So we're going to step on the right leg, lift the left heel, and then start to add some hip movement, some mobility. Mobility and flexibility, really important. A lot of falls happen to the side. So we want to build and strengthen and flex these muscles and make sure they're limber as well. So push the hips and then shear up, stand up. Crown of head is really lifted, not your chin. The crown is lifted. The chin is in neutral. Okay, so see if you can balance, arms out for balance, and then turn out your left knee. Maybe pull it in against the shin, maybe not. Maybe to the calf. Maybe you do your regular tree. And we hold here and look down at the drishti and find something to focus on that's not moving, slightly downward gaze. And see if you can focus on your breath and focus on that thing on the floor that you're looking at. Take a deep breath in, squeeze your butt. Exhale, release. Beautiful. Okay, so let's go to the floor. Standing up nice and tall. Deep breath in, reach and rise, gentle back bend. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. And from here, bend your knees a little. Do whatever you have to do to get to your hands and knees. I still have all these birthday balloons. Thank you, everyone. So it's birthday all month, all year, evidently. Tuck your tailbone and then lift it up. Tuck your tailbone and then lift it up. And let's add cat-cow. Tuck your tailbone, lift it up as you inhale for cow, and then exhale and tuck for cat. Inhale, lift for cow. Exhale, tuck for cat. Make sure your hands are right below your shoulders, knees below the hips. And we'll do 3 more. Find space, opening up that back, finding space through the hips and the lumbar spine. Beautiful. Okay, from here, take your left leg out behind you and put your ball of your foot on the ground and push into your left heel. Stretch that left calf muscle. And then anchor with the top of your right foot. Lift your left foot off the ground. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, tuck, maybe knee to nose, or you can just take the foot. You don't have to tuck and bring your knee to nose. Exhale, inhale, push the leg out. Exhale, pull the knee in. Exhale, push the leg out and set that knee down, and we'll get the other side. Extend that right leg out. Inhale. Exhale, knee. Inhale, push that heel out. Really push your heel. Use your butt muscles. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, push. Exhale, tuck. Last time. Inhale, really push. Go longer than you think you can. Exhale, tuck. And put that knee down. Very nice. Okay, let's stretch the wrists a little more. Let's have a seat. So again, if you have a blanket that you like to sit on, what it does is it elevates your tailbone slightly. And I know a lot of people fight this. They don't want to use props, but it can make all the difference if you just sit right on the edge and get your tailbone elevated slightly. It'll help to lift you up. This is a really thin blanket, so it's not showing it as much. But if you can sit right on the edge and let your legs fall off on the front. Okay, not fall off, but you know what I mean. Okay, so sit up in whatever position you can. If cross-legged is not available, you can do a diamond with the bottoms of the feet together. Sometimes that feels better. Wherever you are in your seated position, sit up tall, and we're going to do some seated cat-cows. Hands on the knees. Inhale, pull your heart up, and then exhale, rock back onto your tailbone. Inhale, rise up with your heart. Pull your shoulders down. Exhale, tuck back. One more. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, tuck back. And then sit up and then put the other foot in front if you're sitting cross-legged. If you're sitting any other way, just change your position. All right. Now this time what we're going to do is circle the body around. and you will feel so many muscles working. And we'll go 3 circles in each direction, finding space, and then reverse, take it around the other way, and really focusing on your breath. When you come forward, it kind of pushes the air out. When you come back, you can take your breath. And it might be just the opposite for you also. Sometimes I've had many people say the breathing is actually just the opposite for them. So just test it out and see what works. Okay, flex your feet, sit up tall, Dandasana. This is staff pose. And sit up as tall as you can. Reach up, rise up, take a deep breath in. And then exhale, fold forward and just stop wherever you need to. Like maybe you put your hands here, maybe your hands are here on your shins. Maybe you go ahead and extend your legs all the way down. You can put hands on the floor, on your legs, on the blocks. The blocks, this is another great place if you put a block between your feet or your legs and reach out on the block this way. So what these stretches do is these stretches and everything we've done previous makes it easier for you to do the other postures. By practicing these postures, they get uncomfortable. It's building endurance and it's building tolerance. We like to say tolerance a lot in yoga because it's difficult to do, but that's why we're here together as a team, as a village, as a community, to do it all together. It's so much more fun. Yes, this is fun. I can hear your comments now. All right, sit up nice and tall. We're going to flip over now onto our stomachs. So whatever way you need to get there, there's no right or wrong. It's just whatever feels good in your body. And put the put the elbows right underneath the shoulders. So make sure you're not too wide with your elbows. Put your elbows right under your shoulders and then rise up with your heart if you can and plug your shoulders in and see if you can squeeze your butt. And that might be just way too much. And then go ahead and take a break. It might be way too much. So you don't force anything. Make a pillow with your hands and put your forehead right there. If you can relax, see if you can put your toes toward one another and allow your heels to separate. So you really relax the legs. I notice that a lot of people like stay tense after an intense back bend like that. So see if you can take toes together and allow your heels to fall apart or away from one another. Take a nice deep breath in. Okay. Lift up a little bit. Place your hands right behind the head of the shoulder on each side. Plug in your elbows. Plug in the tops of your feet and your pubic bone and gently peel yourself off the ground. So we're going to lift up forehead, lift up chest, maybe push into the hands, and then exhale down. 2 more just like that. Inhale, squeeze everything, push down to lift up. Keep lifting up, inhaling, and let yourself come back down one more time. Inhale, lift up, squeeze, squeeze, push, and down. Good. All right, lift yourself back up to hands and knees. And I want you to take a couple more hip stirs just to see how your tailbone is working. Like, can you get a little more range of motion now? Do you have a little more flexibility through that low back, through the hips, through the entire pelvic floor? These pelvic floor exercises make strength through your lumbar spine, reverse, and you actually increase your mobility here. And these are important in fall prevention as well. If you have any type of tightness through your lumbar spine, which we all know it's all connected, go ahead and take a seat. If you have any tightness through there, it's going to be hard if you start to fall and you try to put your leg out there to catch you, right? So we want to keep these areas really open, limber, mobile, flexible. Go ahead and have, or lie down on your back, and let's pull the knees right into the chest. And so what I like to do here is massage my backside a little bit and see if that feels good to you. Just kind of rock back and forth. Maybe take some circles with the knees to target a little more hip area and lumbar spine area. You could go the other way. Start to notice how your neck feels. If your neck needs support, put a blanket, sweatshirt, or a block underneath for a pillow. And then just see if you can find yourself right in the center. Draw both knees in. And we'll take legs straight up and then out into splits in the air and see how that feels. Inner thighs, there's a couple different inner thigh muscles that are really long and they're really narrow muscles. So be gentle with yourself. Point your toes if you can and then gently flex your feet. And then bring those legs back up together. And let the gravity do its job here. Bring the venous return back to the heart. Give those legs a little break, or those veins in the legs a little break. And then set your feet right on the ground, right next to your butt. And we're going to take a bridge or two. Let's do some rolling bridges. So feet close, hip distance apart. Push your hips up, push your heels down. Tuck your chin slightly to flatten your neck as you lift. Only go as high as you feel like you can, and then just gently bring it back down. And then we'll do one more. Lift up, reach the hips to the sky, tuck your chin, flatten your neck, squeeze your butt. If you want a little more, you pull your knees toward one another. Oh, hello. And bring it down. Beautiful. And then take your feet as wide as your mat. And drop both knees over to the right and take your face and your arms over to the left. And we'll just be here for 3 breaths. And feel that little gentle twist within your body. Big breaths. See if you can melt into the floor. It's nice if you can, and what we mean by that is just like let go. Like if anything's trying to fight this stretch, kind of send your breath there and be aware of it. Become really awakened to the sensations in your body. And take a nice deep breath in here. Yes, let it go. Inhale and then exhale audibly. Let's gently bring those knees up to the center and then over to the other side. Lower them down and then look to the opposite direction. Bring your arm over, face comes with you. And again, let the legs be heavy. Try to not hold them up. And then on this side, again, focusing on relaxing, letting go, and melting, but also focus on softening between your eyebrows. And then soften your jaw. See if you can part your teeth and allow your jaw. And then gently bring your knees up to the center and let's pull them into the chest one more time. And then take your Shavasana. Some people might want to knock their knees together with feet apart, or full Shavasana with legs extended. And maybe your arms go up into cactus, or maybe they stay by your sides. And just breathe. Really find stillness and find the breath, your focus. Closing down the eyes. Stay there and really focus on the rise of the chest and the fall of the chest. I'm going to read a little excerpt from one of Brianna Wiest's books. Brianna Wiest is one of the prolific authors that I follow. And just keep breathing in your Shavasana and see if these words land with you. She writes in the book, The Mountain is You. She writes, your mountain is the block between you and the life you want to live. Facing it is also the only path to your freedom and your becoming. You are here because a trigger showed you to your wound, and your wound will show you to your path, and your path will show you to your destiny. And maybe right now, at your point in your life where you are right now, you don't have all those wounds that you're trying to heal. And if not, help someone else to heal their wounds, if you have that capacity. And take a nice deep breath in. And let it go. Exhale audibly. And wiggle your fingers and your toes and your ankles and your wrists. Bring life back into the limbs and draw those knees back into your chest. And then make your way over to your side to your fetal position using your bottom arm as a pillow, keeping that neck safe and relaxed. And just let your body be heavy into the earth right now as you take your final couple breaths together here in class today. One more breath. Then make your way up to seated position. And find your most comfortable seated position. And if you're comfortable with it, bring your hands to your heart and close down your eyes. Float the crown of your head up. Stay grounded in your sit bones, however you're sitting. Take a nice, deep, delicious breath in and feel your heart and your lungs sustaining your precious life. One more deep breath in here together. Exhale. Thank you for practicing today. It was such an honor, as always. Enjoy your rest of your day. Thank you.